International Women's Day is celebrated annually on the 8th of March. Now, it provides an opportunity to reflect on progress made, to celebrate women who have changed history, and also to call for change. This year, we are breaking bias.
Knowing that bias exists isn't enough, and that is why the Enterprise Development Center at the Pan Atlantic University organized an International Women's Day event with the theme Influencing for Change.
What comes to mind when I think of bias is actually the unconscious or subconscious things that we do, both as men, as women, as human beings. Whether we're talking about gender bias or tribal bias or any bias at all, a lot of times it takes self-reflection to even understand that you are biased. All of us are in one way or another, whether we realize it or not. The decision you made of what to wear, you were already, that bias was already there. It was the reason why you made that decision. And I think that it's easy for us to point a finger and say, this person is biased, or they didn't allow me to do whatever. But we also have to think about ourselves and think about what are we doing to work on ourselves, to break through those biases that we hold against each other, because it's still part of the same thing.
Very honest. Sometimes, and I like to talk about the bias for women, sometimes, very honestly, I accept it. So my sister-in-law wants to rent a house, and the landlord says, go and bring a man. And she called me and said, let my husband go with you. I've accepted it, honestly. I don't fight it. Other times, I give women a higher opportunity than I'll give a man because of the bias. So if you come to work in accounting hub, and you've been a woman who's been sitting at home because you took a break to have children, I'll give you a chance. Yeah, so if you have a 10-year gap in your resume, an 8-year gap, I'll hire you. I wouldn't say, where have you been all that while? I was at home having children. Oh, that's good news. Okay, I'll hire you. Yes. And then the third thing I'll do is sometimes I will educate people. No, this is not good. So we will go for village meeting, and they will bring a goat or 2 goats and kill the goat. Then the men will form a circle and they are sharing it. Then they will cut out 1 leg and drop for the women on a banana leaf. The men have cooked 2 full goats. The women, we are 30, we have 1 leg raw on a banana leaf, and the men are eating with yam. Then my husband would stand up and bring his own. I said, no, don't bring your own for me. Tell the men to invite the women to eat.
Just like, you can use the bias in your favor. A lot of times, for instance, I'm 53 years old. A lot of people, when I go somewhere, they think, we are much younger. So I just play the part, you know what I mean? I'm not arrogant or anything. I will just listen, I'll just be nice and very subdued, you know what I mean? I'll show you respect. When they find out, they'll be like, oh my God. And then they are the ones that are now feeling, you know what I mean? So there's no point, so sometimes you use it to your advantage. And then so a lot of times when I was growing up, I was kind of a sickly child, so everybody just say, Fumi is fragile. But today amongst my friends, they'll say to you, Fumi is tough, and it's true. I'm a real diehard. You know what I mean? My friends will say, you look so fragile, but Fumi, you're bold. But you know what? It's because I've learned it's a survival thing. You know what I mean?
As they were talking, the example that just came to mind is how my husband is called Omoibo. So I am a Yoruba person that got married to an Igbo man. And so in my family, when they want to talk about me, they say, Omoibo Timbo. Igbo guy is coming. And I imagine also that was why there was a lot of conflict, when we wanted to get married. So that's an example of a tribal bias. You're Yoruba getting married to Igbo, Hausa bringing an Ijo girl, and then the question becomes, to where? Just because we are unjust, or consciously or unconsciously we've decided that people from a certain tribe behave in a certain way, or someone with a disability will not be able to function because they have a disability. So I think that's what it is for me also.
Notable speakers sensitized women on how to indeed influence for change.
Every 8th of March is a day to celebrate women. And at Enterprise Development Center, we are gender-friendly, biased. We love everything about women. So what other day to celebrate than to join the world
and celebrate ourselves, celebrate women doing wonderfully well. I mean, just like the name is, break the bias. How can we get women to break that bias? To know that we rule the world somehow, but it's all about women.
So we put together this event and it's been very overwhelming. It's been great. We had a good turnout of women, trying to break the status quo and trying to do women doing amazing things as well. So the conversation is good. It's good. And it's just the beginning. So it's been a really exciting one, and we continue to break the bias. So my take home is continue to push forward. Whatever whatever industry or field you're in, be your best in that particular field, and just put your best foot forward.
Participants also shared their experience at the events.
Today's event is something I look forward to every year, and I try as much as possible to attend about 2 or 3 of such events each year. And obviously, I don't want to miss the one that has to do with Enterprise Development Center, because it's a place where I connect. It's a place where I see real life examples. It's a place where I see like-minded women who have been through the challenges and still making us proud as women in every of their endeavors.
We can break the barriers in our communities. We can break the bias in our workplaces. We can break the bias in our homes, and we can indeed live in a world where difference is valued and appreciated. Reporting for High Impact Television, I'm Esther Kalu.